Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a great day and you're doing well. In today's video, we are going to cover the new developer update that the devs have just put out for the End Transmission DLC. They did quite a few changes and we're going to be going over each and every single one of them. I do apologize for the lack in uploads. I've been trying my best to stay on top of streaming and making content for you guys, but it's been pretty crazy this entire month. Nonetheless, streams and everything will be returning back to normal. I also want to take this time today to basically inform you guys, in case you haven't seen, sadly, the beloved Puppers has passed away. This has honestly been a pretty hard pill to swallow. Just even seeing this morning was absolutely heartbreaking. I personally wasn't the closest to Puppers, but I've definitely had a lot of great interactions with him. Even met him at PAX East, and he was just absolutely amazing. Just a quick little story. At PAX East, I was relatively new to the content creation game, so I didn't really think anybody would notice or know who I was, and Puppers immediately walked up to me, introduced himself, and basically made me feel like one of the group, you know, one of the content creators at this party, and I felt really happy about it. Yeah, it's just such a heartbreaking thing to see, and it's hard to put into words how I really feel about everything. And obviously, I know there's a lot of people out there that have seen or watched Puppers' content as well, and I'm sure he has affected your lives, and you may have memories of him in your own way, and I urge you guys to share them in the comments down below. I'll also be linking a GoFundMe. This is for some of the final costs with everything. And don't forget to rock your bald to white, and you can use the Warrior Puppers code in the Dead by Daylight store to rock that awesome charm. And, you know, rest well, Max, rest easy, and forever comfy. Alrighty, I took a little bit of a break, and it is now time to continue to talk about the developer update. So, the Singularity has basically received some changes, basically buffing the base kit power. Essentially, what DBD have done is decrease the number of supply crates to 5. This used to be 7. They also made it so that the supply cases now take 90 seconds to print an EMP. This used to be 80 seconds, and they said interacting with the supply case prints the EMP 4 times faster. Essentially, they realized that the EMPs were just a little bit too strong when playing against the Singularity, so they wanted to make some changes. They also said additionally, survivors who are currently holding an EMP will no longer see the aura of supply cases to reduce the visual clutter and make it harder to efficiently chain together multiple EMPs, ultimately buffing up the Singularity. They also said that another piece of feedback that they had was that it wasn't very clear when biopods were disabled, so they retouched this and made the visuals more clear. They also said they added a meter for the power icon to represent the overclock duration. That way you'll actually know how long it lasts. So overall, some pretty solid buffs to the new killer. I'm looking forward to it. I think the new killer can definitely have some good potential. I've been in certain situations where using his power definitely worked out quite well in helping with chases, and I think in due time, when people fully master and understand him, that they'll do pretty good. However, I definitely can see a world where this killer kind of falls down the ranks and people kind of ignore him, so we have to see how this actually plays out when we're fully in game. Moving on forward, the executioner changes that were in the PTB have been reverted. So basically, the executioner is going to be staying the same. I, for one, agree with this. I thought it was absolutely crazy, the change that they were going to be bringing in. Essentially, the changes that they were going to bring in was to make it so that the punishment of the dam attack also afflicted Torment, which basically means nobody would use Rites of Judgments to create paths because you didn't need to do that. That would have been crazy, ridiculously strong. They decided not to do that and revert it. I have seen quite a few people saying that, you know, he definitely needed this change, which he didn't. On a lot of our tier lists, we've been putting the Executioner in A tiers, B+ tier. He doesn't need the change. Minskull actually pointed out on Twitter that if anything to be changed, it should be some of the add-ons that are just kind of bland and don't do anything. And I fully agree with that, and I think that's more of the direction that they would need to go if they want to work on the Executioner. Nonetheless, the changes have been reverted, and you don't need to worry about that. Carrying on forward, some perks also got changed. Scavenger was one of the perks that received some changes. They basically nerfed this one a little bit by increasing the number of great skill checks required to 5. This used to be 4. They also said once activated, your generator repair speed is reduced by 50% for 30 seconds, and Scavenger can now be used more than once per trial. So I guess a little bit more balancing, but still a nerf in its own way, which overall I didn't really care too much about this perk, so I don't really have too much opinions on it. The next perk that has been changed is Machine Learning. They said for the release, we have increased the haste speed effect to 10%, and this was 7. They said in practice, this means a killer will catch up to a sprinting survivor upwards of 66% faster, which is quite nice. Again, I thought this was one of the mid perks, but definitely can see it working in certain builds. So we'll see how that goes, and looking forward to testing it. The final perk change that we received was Forced Hesitation. Essentially, this is going to increase the hindered effect to 20%, which used to be 15, and decrease the cooldown to 40, 35, and 30. This used to be 50, or 60, 50, and 40. Again, it's one of those perks that I was like, all right, that's okay. I don't really care too much about it, but hey, if you like the perk, you basically got yourself a little bit of a buff. I can definitely see this working on certain characters especially well, so I'm sure if you're looking forward to using that perk, you'll be happy with this news. And those are the changes for the upcoming mid-chapter, or chapter, I should say, anniversary chapter, I should say, patch that's coming in, so that is quite exciting. We could expect this to come out on June 13th, which is about 2 weeks from now, so stay tuned for that. Mark your calendars, and you'll be able to play the Singularity and Gabrielle when that day comes. With that being said, that is pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe for some more DBD content, and as always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog. Stay comfy, my friends.